trial period. It's like a point cent of a cent of a cent.
What?
If they're doing a trial period and
What?
listen to your song, you're really not making nothing off that listen. And like I saw that on the breakdown of my little stub or whatever that you get. It showed that trial period point something cent, and then it had us subscribe, and it was like way different. So.
Yeah. That's whack, man. Because I have such love for artists. I buy CDs when I can. I mean, well, I used to buy CDs when I can. I don't lie like I buy them anymore. But I try the hardest to support an artist as much as I possible because I know what goes into what you have to do from studio time and all that. This ain't free, and I feel like I hate the fact that streaming platforms have gave this image that what you do is to be given away for free. Like they thought mixtapes did that. No, streaming platforms did that. Being able to put something on my phone and think I'm listening to this a million times and I'm doing something gave people that illusion of this is basically free.
Pretty much so.
Yeah.
I mean, thank you, gratitude, but if you can just go to ZackUltra.com and buy the album, that would be better. But it's like on the page you see the art with it though. I'm selling art as well, and I'm selling wearable art. We are able. Wearable art, like inspired by the album, art that I designed by the album. So it's like it's a whole thing if you package it right, you know.
Do you feel like artists respect the music nowadays? Like especially when it comes to rap. Do you feel like when you see artists come out in the rap genre, do you feel like they honestly respect the genre itself?
Honestly, I listen to so much like underground, like from top underground to underground music, and it's a lot, but what's being promoted is really so small.
Correct.
But if you're like me, it's like you don't really mess with it. You go look for other places, and there's so many other great artists that's not mainstream. You know what I'm saying? You can clearly see that they're pushing a certain image right here. Yeah. So it's not good.
Yeah, it also goes back to the whole all these labels kind of blending into one big label at this point, because like you had mentioned, you could listen to underground. I feel like it's also very hard to find music nowadays, primarily because of streaming platforms. There's so much out there.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot because it's easier to do to now,
bro.
So.
You have to be intentional when you're looking for a new artist nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, and it's crazy, but it's a lot of soulful artists out there, but it's so saturated now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to package your music a certain way if you can't come out the gate sounding like a Prince or a Michael Jackson. Like you ain't have to go through nothing. Just bam, I'm here. I sound like greatness. And it's not like that. So you have to package yourself a certain way. You have to show it as you're speaking it as well. Yeah. And it's like my manager told me one time, he asked me a question. He was like, what sells? What does America, sells the most in America? And I was like, I don't know, coffee. Something like that.
Controversy.
He said the story. If you pay attention, anything that has a good story is still watched from 30 years ago, 50 years ago. It's still read about. And he was like, in your music, tell more of your story. You have an interesting story. So that's what I've been doing from here and there. Like I put my own self through like a little artist development type thing to find like how I really wanted to be as an artist, and I'm here, so I did it. So it's like, cause you think about it, you think about there's no other Michael Jackson, there's no other Prince, there's no other Bob Marley, there's no other Wu-Tang, these guys have not been duplicated, maybe tried to be replicated, but it's not the same. So, and you look at their story, like I was watching the Wu story on Hulu, and it's like, that shit was crazy, you know what I'm saying? But that's them, that you saw the DNA that made that, and that's how they still being talked about to this day. Like they got streets in Japan and Tokyo and shows and documentaries and woo-wear. So it's like
That's a whole nother argument. How I tell, we have this discussion. Shout out to my man Last Name Good about Wu-Tang being a more known brand than Outkast, and he doesn't believe me. And I just said what you just said. I was like, there's like streets. Wu-Tang, like Wu-Tang is a global thing. My dude.
Yeah. Shouts out to that. I mean, that just shows you what they did to do that. Yeah. Like you saw on the show, they came out the gate with woo-wear. They didn't wait to get to a certain point.
But today, when I think about artists again and telling their story, you have more platforms to do it from. You got social media.
Yeah.
You have almost you have to walk another thin line between sharing your story and oversharing your story.
Yeah.
Because you see people nowadays who almost play themselves and go from being an artist to being a social media influencer because you ended up telling the story became more important than anything else you did.
I kind of think when the story is actually true, it's gonna stick out anyway, in a good or a bad way.
Yeah,
it's just the balance of it because it may go against certain standards of society's rules, or so it's rebellious and it's talked about in a bad way, or it may be too true. It's like other stuff is being thrown to overshadow it, so it's sticking out in that way, or it's so powerful when it's all true that there's no denying it. It just shines like a sun.
Bro, let's get into your album. Let's talk about your album, man. Talk about the work you put in for that, and do you have a favorite track off it?
Man, that's tough. It's 7 songs, 2, 8, 24. If you follow me at Lit Guy Ultra, LYTGOD Ultra, you just click the link or go to ZackUltra.com and you'll see 2824. It's exclusively there. As far as favorite song, that's tough, man. Wow. Cause I was in a very cool creative space, man. I didn't hold back on this. Shout out to Dre Ellis and Siren and everybody that helped with this album. He gave me the opportunity. I made my single Spirit, and Spirit might be my favorite song because it led to all of this. And Dre was watching me perform in my hometown, Augusta, at the Soul Bar. Said as I was performing, he sent me that beat. We hadn't seen each other in years, so I always felt a chip on my shoulder with him because he used to work with like 50 Cent and M's crew back in the day when they was buzzing. And like I was like, "You sleeping on me, bro?" So, and I had just started, so I had a little hot head. So, and I had a little chip every time. Like I see him, and he was randomly there that night, and he sent this, and I like randomly wrote to it on the drive back up here to Atlanta after the show. And my kids wanted to be on a song with me, and I had this hook in my head where I go, "Feel the spirit." I was like, I don't want to say it. So ironically, they asked that question, and I was like, well, I said y'all wanted to be on the song, and my daughter and my son, I had them sing "Feel the Spirit," and Spirit is out on all streaming platforms because that's the first single off the album, and produced by the Dre's, homie Dre Ellis, mixed by Siren, Queen Siren, and that might because it's my children are on it. Now, a tie would be "Count My Blessings," which is the last song on the album, and it's special. That's all I must say. I can't really say about it. It's a very special song.
Well, knowing you, I'm pretty sure you got your kids like locked in as far as on the business side of everything. So when this gets played, they good.
They approached me during the pandemic, randomly asking me which one of them I'm gonna give my business to. I was like, "What are y'all thinking about?"
Pandemic stuff. Stop watching YouTube kids and started watching YouTube adults. What's going on out here?
I was like,
What are you passing down to us?
What are you planning? I was like, well, technically you already have your own because with Evolve by Zack, you have Evolve Young. Y'all handle the kids' clothes, and I just recently did a single release party for We Lit, the second single. Dang, that's special too. But anyway, We Lit is out on all streaming platforms. I just released it. Well, and shout out to Dope Girls Grinding and Sunday Jones and Tassilis. I did a We Lit release party and had a kids vending, a lit market for the kids, and
That's
my
dope.
kids were vending. My homie Nova and his daughter, they was out there vending. Some other kids were vending.
Teaching them how to sell
And,
early.
Yeah, my
man.
kids, they did some art. My daughter did some art. My son did some T-shirts and some drawings, and they sold some stuff.
I love that, man.
There was a moment where he was hungry, and there was some kids with the vegan nachos and tacos and stuff. And my son was like, I was like, you want something to eat? He said, yeah. I said, all right, I get it. He's like, nah, Dad, I got it, because he had just made some money. And he was hungry. I was like, oh, okay.
But
man.
you got gas money too?
Yeah, that would be nice. So yeah, I'm kind. They. I don't know. I noticed that they watch and yeah, that's all they talk about now is what they want to do, and so I always keep them around with my other businesses and stuff like that, showing them, what I do, and they can do it too. I want them to have options,
Yeah.
Whatever they want to do, I want to, make sure they have options. Like, I want to be able to, like, at least open the door, but show them you still have to work once you get through the door. Like, other type of society do with their people, just yank them up there with no talent and no skill and say, here.
Now,
You know what I'm saying?
and
So-
they'll definitely appreciate that down the road, because being able to have that kind of spirit early in them, that entrepreneurial spirit, and definitely learn how to sell. Like, I feel like that's one thing you could do no matter what's going on in the world. Like, you could always be a salesman of something. Like, you just need to learn how to actually sell shit. And teaching them early how to sell stuff and how to actually transfer your energy to somebody else's energy to the point where they want to give you money, that's a key to me.
Yeah,
That's key, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even when I was, I got it from watching my people, my aunts, my uncles. Like, my Aunt Doris, like, she used to sew. Like, she used to, like, sew an outfit, like the pants, sew it up. Like, we didn't have to go buy it. She just get the fabric and sew the whole outfit. And I took that for granted because, I thought, as a kid, you think it's kind of corny. But she made some fly stuff now that people wear, like, from scratch, you know what I'm saying? And then when she couldn't do that no more, she opened a daycare, had onto her house. So I kind of watched her do it and watched my mom work hard and stuff like that, and just watch people make a way. So it kind of is like, I don't know, it's like I saw it, and at that age, like at 9, where I didn't have my parents, like, my aunt taught me how to grind in. So I was like cutting grass, painting stuff, and helping with the daycare. So she was like, she didn't let me just sit around and mope. So I started grinding like at adolescence and learning stuff and wanting to know more about business. So like I just dove into the whole business of everything and saw how stuff works from the inside.
That's what's up, man. Well, we know that you smoke. I know this.
Yeah.
I know that you are a consumer, man. When was the first time you consumed cannabis?
It would have to be 10th grade. Off of contact before the game with the team.
Another early one. But you was off contact. It wasn't like you was hit.
No, that was like, and then I had been like avoiding them, like my team. I was like, nah, I'm not doing that, and
Just say no.
and I just got in the one time the game was delayed, so I just got in the car with them and rode to their house, and we was chiefing in that thing, and they knew what they was doing. Cause I'm like at halftime with the munchies. Like, this is like on the game day. And I'm like, what is up with me? You know what I'm saying? That was like, and they was laughing, so it was like crazy, man. But I was balling, but at the same time.
Did your coach realize it? Because I had a coach who he easily would have realized I was high as fuck. I know he would have.
I don't know.
Coach Rob would have knew I was high real quick, man.
I don't know. I thought he was whack, so I don't know.
So you
dude, I didn't like him, man. He was a sucker. So
damn, man. Well, that's part of your legacies too. I was around a sucker ass coach, but we also smoked. We also had a chance to smoke. Yeah, my coach. I'm picturing it now. I'm sitting on the bench with munchies. I can see Coach Rob walking back and forth like, "Yo, yeah, wait till this game's over. Wait till the game's over, baby."
But it was like the whole team was high though, because they was chiefing, so they had the red eye, so he had to know.
I was about to say that maybe your coach was that dude.
He had to know, but he didn't have no other options. Like
everybody high, somebody got to play.
There's only 2 people that wasn't high on the team, and they didn't play really. So
since you started smoking, have you thought about why you consume? Like as far as like from your personal experiences, like have you thought about
like
this is the
when
reason
I
why?
started actually like chiefing like off joints and blunts or whatever, it was like probably junior senior year, and then on, and I had a point where I did stop, but I honestly I do it like really medically. I don't do it just to like part on some party shit. Like sometimes I don't smoke, or sometimes I even take I call it a weedcation, because I don't want to build a high tolerance. Like I want to be able to stay on one little joint or one little bowl hit and be cool. And then so I really do it just, and I'm mostly sativa, so because I like how it helps with my creativity and my thoughts and stuff. I got a little ADHD going, so I got to get that thing focused. So I mostly do sativas. Like if I do an indica, it's really because I'm in physical pain, because that's what that's for. Or I might do an indica sativa hybrid or something like that. So I get a little bit of both. And that's what I'm working on. What the gummies are, the ultra gummies are sativas. So if you get them, you go to Good Strains. If you're here in the Atlanta area on the west side, go to Good Strains on Lee Street, 1265. They got them in there, the ultra gummies. I suggest, I advise, strongly advise that you do not eat one gummy off the rip. Just if you do, just be somewhere safe. All points and stuff taped up. Wear some knee pads. Have lots of pillows around, and lots of snacks.
Shout out to mom. Shout out to my girl Antoinette. I miss Antoinette right now. You don't know Antoinette, but I was here today. My friend Antoinette. We had some edibles around here. I think Lala might have made them. Carpe Diem might have made them. And she just started eating and wasn't really paying attention. I wasn't paying attention to what she was doing. I just know that she was dogging these whatever she was eating. And she said these was good. And I was like, this was weed? Like she was, you took about 3-4 of them. Like, I'll never forget that night. Yo, mom, I know when she got home. Matter of fact, I'm going to ask her about that later tonight. I know when she got home, she got smacked. But it was here, right here, standing right there. I was like, yo, you sure you ate all of them? Chill.
Yeah.
Don't be us.
Yeah.
Don't be Zack Ultra that night. He took them two gummies. Don't be
against
Zack.
your advice. That's why I'm
advice.
taking his advice and giving it to y'all, because I didn't listen, and I was high for 3 days.
See, that's how you learn, though.
But but it also led to me really starting Ultra Dam. So, shouts out to you. That's why I want to shout you out, because that happened because you said, try these. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, whatever. Both of them in my mouth, gone.
Yeah.
And then come down to about Wednesday evening.
So the moral of this story is, listen to Mecca. If I tell you something. I ain't gonna
if you listen to them,
I ain't gonna sell you nothing.
You might not get what you was manifesting, but if you don't listen to them like I did, boom, and here it goes. Go get them ultra gummies. So, anywhere I'm performing, I have them on me. It's people already done gave me good reviews on them. You know what I'm saying? Some people it didn't work for them. They not an edible person. I'm like, all right, it ain't for you, bro. Don't eat it. You know what I'm
edibles is the easiest way to get high.
But
Find me somebody who says they don't get high off edibles, and I'm like, what did you eat?
But yeah, from the Bacon District, we got, more stuff coming. We got trail mix, we got sucker punch on the way, this lollipop, knock you through the roof, and strains in development. So I got a lot more coming with Ultra Down, building the actual city, an actual community with it, you know what I'm saying, through my own branding company that I started. So if you rock with me, I can get you involved, just like, the opportunity was presented to me.
Right,
so I can get you in the game a lighter and easier way to capitalize on something. So.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Like, I love that. I learned from you. You all right? I learned it from watching you.
I'm telling you, man.
Yo, so I'm gonna try some of them gummies in a second myself, man. I'm gonna make sure I don't eat more than one.
Just
like,
watch yourself. I'm just telling you. And if you up moving around when you take it, if you like it didn't hit, it hit. But when you sit down, it's gonna all hit at one time. So just be chilling when you take it.
I'm glad you told me that because I got
already, because it's gonna hit faster, and then you can just gonna start. You know what I'm saying? Ascending a lot slower.
I gotta go to the doctor Thursday, and I gotta go every other Thursday. And she
microdose.
She caught me one time smoking when I was getting the blood work done. And she said, "You been smoking?" I said, "Why you say that for?" She said, "I'm looking in your blood work. Something about you right now." And I thought about it as I was thinking. I was like, maybe I'll take one of them edibles before I go. I was like, nah, I don't need to hear her. She gonna tell you, you've been doing good. You've been doing good, man. I like the weedcation though, man. I have to take weedcations every once in a while myself. They're not long. I ain't gonna even hold you like mama. I started realizing anybody's watching this from my family and everybody. Look. Yeah. I don't take them for long, but I do take them occasionally.
I do.
Yeah, because you need to give yourself a tolerance break. Yeah. Word to my man Mike, you need to give yourself a tolerance break.
I got to have a tolerance, man. Yeah. It was one point I was hooked on bongs, man, or water pipes.
You get high.
Bro, I used to hit one in the morning, top of the morning. I'd be straight for the day, bro. I'm talking about the whole album was made off a bong hit in the morning, bro. Like. I ain't gonna lie, bongs
ain't no joke. Bongs ain't no joke.
My mind would just be. I'm talking about the whole album was made like that.
Bro, I accidentally this morning got up, and I try not to do this before I got to get my actual day started. But I woke up this morning at 5 a.m. and I don't know what made me say, let me go in the living room and hit this joint real quick.
Man.
And scroll through Instagram for a second. And all I did was like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Why I overslept so hard, bro? Like, I overslept so hard. Matter of fact, by the time my alarm hit, I jumped up like, fuck you go. Oh, yeah. I forgot. I got much stuff to do, and I forgot I hit this. Yeah, I got to watch myself. So, yeah, I do. I got to take weedcations occasionally.
You got to. And something like that, if you doing it like, sativa, man. If you gonna hit in the morning and you trying to do stuff,
exactly.
Sativa
is it.
It's gonna.
Is it.
You're gonna be cool.
I feel like the older I get, my tolerance level. I definitely can see how my tolerance level is changing. Because there was a time where I used to work for a market research company, and that's a matter of fact. Shout out to my boy Royal. That was the first time I got. That's the first time I got introduced to edibles. He used to make these brownies, and I would buy them, and I would eat a whole one at work and be lit and not think about it. Nowadays, I'm more conscious. Like you said, I'm way more conscious about my life. Like, I got so much stuff to do.
Yeah, man.
And I need to do it correct.
Every time you leave the house, you gotta know every decision is a business decision. In order for you to get back home that day.
Those are bars right there, man.
Every decision you make is a business decision. Think about it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
You got to get home, especially if you got a family, bro.
Bro, those are bars.
Every
right there,
decision you make is a business decision once you leave the comforts of your home in order for you to get back to the comfort. We take that for granted, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't make it back home. And we take that for granted no matter the situation, no matter how poor, how broke, how depressed. If you made it back home at the end of the day so you can try again tomorrow, man, that's a blessing. That's why I said count my blessings is a special one, because I hit that point, you know what I'm saying? Like, with everything going wrong, something has to be going right. So I started counting blessings. Like, I got paint on the walls. I got walls.
Hey.
I can breathe.
Hey.
I can see some dirt on the floor. I got flows.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a blessing. So
And that's a dope way to put it in perspective, man. Because just walking outside, even where we at downtown Atlanta, you gonna walk outside and see people who would kill for every single thing you just said.
Yeah.
And they ain't gonna have it today, tomorrow, the next day, or nowhere close.
Yeah, man. It's just it's crazy. Yeah. So if you made it home, and the damn traffic, man. God, if you made it home through that shit.
Yeah.
Especially if you coming from the north to the south or the south to the whatever. You just on 285 in a big ass circle, just stuck. And all the other ones stuck. And you make it home, like, that's a blessing.
Yo, Zach, you're a very motivational human being, man. And speaking of business decisions, man, you got some business out there that I want you to promote. You got your album, you got everything that's bundled up with the album. Tell people how they can find the music, how they can support you in any way when it comes to your art and what you do.
Well, first and foremost, ZackUltra.com, ZACK Ultra.com. Everything is on there. The clothes, cannabis, the music, my nonprofit, everything on there. This new album, 2/8/24, released on 2/8/24, inspired by Gigi and Kobe Bryant. It's out now exclusively for sale and streaming.
Yeah.
Oh, I might as well get my own streaming too.
Yeah, we're gonna emphasize
and
that.
Streaming. On ZackUltra.com.
Yeah, man.
7 songs. It's lit all the way through, featuring OG5, featuring Tyra J, produced by the Dre, Siren, Queen Siren, thank you so much. She produced 3 of the tracks and mixed and mastered the whole album. That whole team, Dre Ellis, bless you for that. It was just, it's out. And it has wearable art, and I spell it WeAreAble, wearable art, because we're all able to do whatever we want to do. As long as you stay on the path. It's not going to be easy. It's not supposed to be easy, like, for a reason. So you just got to stay on your path. Don't go left, right, and try to think you can get back on, because you never know. So you just stay and get through the whole little blockage or whatever. Got to have patience. And you'll get there eventually.
My boy, man. Zach, I appreciate you coming through tonight, buddy. That's a high level of conversation for real tonight. That's CashColorCannabis live from LiveHipHopDaily.tv. All right, we